Joe Arsenal with the front line with Joe and Joe. Once again, let us go into the breach. Justin Trudeau calls out Dougie Ford. He says he's got to step it up with asylum seekers. Play the clip.
First of all, it's unacceptable that the most vulnerable people who are asylum seekers, refugee claimants, be stuck sleeping in the streets, be stuck in horrific circumstances. This is something that we've taken very seriously for many years now and have transferred hundreds of millions of dollars to provinces and municipalities over the past years to support the infrastructure for asylum seekers. But we know there's more to do, so we're going to continue to be there to work with the City of Toronto, and we're also continuing to call on the provincial government to step up around its responsibilities as well to make sure that the most vulnerable are supported and housed.
How about you do this, Justin? You stop letting people into your country without having a plan. That's why they're sleeping in the street. Ontario doesn't have any money. They don't have any money. Neither do you, by the way, yet you keep pouring people into this country through the border. Why? Because you're looking for votes. Because you don't care about the people that you represent. Because you represent an ideology. Get that through your head. I'm going to say it, people. For crying out loud! Bonnie Crombie won't give up. She calls out Dougie Ford. Play the clip.
Doug Ford has failed. I asked people, is their life more affordable today than it was before Doug Ford? And the answer is clearly not. Our young people are losing the dream of being able to purchase a home. Rent is out of reach, and this is solely on the hands of Doug Ford. Here in Stratford, rent for a one-bedroom is $1,500. Rent for a two-bedroom is $1,700 to $1,900. And for a three-bedroom for a family, we need to build family-size unit. It is almost $3,000, and this is at the feet of Doug Ford, not any of us. Thank you.
People in Ontario can't live, yet Dougie keeps marching on. The Ford Fest is still in session. Bonnie, do you actually think you're going to dethrone the king of Ontario? Dougie's got everyone wrapped around his finger. He passes out beers and hot dogs at the Ford Fest. You probably go there yourself, Bonnie, for crying out loud. For crying out loud! Do you remember this gem, Justin Trudeau taking a knee for Black Lives Matter? By the way, they recently came out. Who? Black Lives Matter. Supporting Hamas. They're supporting Hamas. You dummies. I can't even believe it. Yet I can. It will be completely ignored by the press, and people will continue to support Black Lives Matter. The hypocrisy. Nothing to see here. Ridiculous. Tulsi Gabbard calls out Justin Trudeau. Everyone's calling out Justin Trudeau, so Tulsi's got to pile on. Play the clip.
But using protests to demand changes to public policy is something that I think is worrisome.
Okay. So here we have the Prime Minister of Canada saying that, yes, we have a highly functioning democracy and people's voices, the Canadian people's voices should be heard and they have the right and freedom to protest. However, if those protests are used to demand change in government policy, then no, that shouldn't be allowed. Just in that statement in and of itself, you got to wonder how this guy doesn't see the hypocrisy in his singular phrase. That freedom of...
Tulsi, he does see the hypocrisy, but it doesn't matter because the press gives him cover and it's all about rhetoric. It's all about rhetoric. People have to stop listening to Trudeau. He says nothing. It's all rhetoric for a greater cause. What's the greater cause? It's surely not the people of Canada. It's an ideology. Lies mean nothing. Rhetoric is all that's said to push forth an agenda. And frankly, he's done a masterful job at it. Now, how you combat it? Truth to power and turn him off. Stop listening. People should completely turn him off. These podium conversations are ridiculous. They amount to nothing. Whew, I feel better. Do you feel better? I feel better now. Joe Biden tells Justin Trudeau, smell my finger. Remember you were a kid and you farted in your hand and you said to your friend, smell my hand? I think that's what Biden just did. What do you think? Put your comments in the chat. Coming from from Montreal tells another woman who's flying a Palestinian flag from her car that she should be raped in front of her children. Play the clip.
Streets, post it. Author Lauren Wise, that's my Instagram. Author Lauren Wise, you should be raped and dragged through the streets in front of your kids. That's what you
Okay,
do.
thank you.
You're addressing Hamas, a terrorist.
Thank you. Thank you for your name.
No.
Thank you. Have
no
a nice
problem.
day.
I think you should all of you fucking idiots who think that it's Palestine against
Donc,
Israel.
l'enfant, cette folle, elle vient, elle est en train de m'attaquer.
Yeah, I'm not attacking you.
Elle est en train de m'attaquer.
I'm saying you're a fucking idiot for sitting here with your
Ok, t'as un problème, ma chérie, viens.
You're fucking
Okay, c'est good.
stupid as fuck.
Okay, thank
Tell
you.
that to all of your friends, you're stupid as fuck.
Okay.
You don't understand what's fucking
Okay.
going on.
This is disgusting. Couple points. One, maybe it's not the time to fly the Palestinian flag. Maybe it's just not the time, because clearly Hamas did something that was horrible. You're entitled to your opinion with regard to having Palestine have its own country. You're entitled to that opinion, but it might not be the time to fly that flag. As far as this woman, she's out of her mind. What is going on in the world? I'll be honest with you. People, let's step back. Let's all step back. We're heading in a very dangerous direction. Really are. Look what's going on in the world. Maybe God is trying to get our attention. You think? Because God knows no one's listening to truth. No one's listening to common sense. And frankly, they should be listening to the front line with Joe and Joe. It's official. Danielle Smith, the premier of Alberta, became the world's first major elected politician to sincerely apologize to the unvaccinated. Play the clip.
During your campaign, you said that not only would you issue an apology to those prosecuted during COVID restrictions, but you would also grant them amnesty. When can we expect those apologies?
I can apologize right now. I'm deeply sorry for anyone who was inappropriately subjected to discrimination as a result of their vaccine status. I'm deeply sorry for any government employee that was fired from their job because of their vaccine status, and I welcome them back if they want to come back. The community that faced the most restrictions on their freedoms in the last year were those who made a choice not to be vaccinated. I don't think I've ever experienced a situation in my lifetime where a person was fired from their job, or not allowed to watch their kids play hockey, or not allowed to go visit a loved one in long-term care or hospital, or not allowed to go get on a plane to either go across the country to see family or even travel across the border. So they have been the most discriminated against group that I've ever witnessed in my lifetime. That's a pretty extreme level of discrimination that we have seen. I don't take away any of the discrimination that I've seen in those other groups that you mentioned, but this has been an extraordinary time in the last year in particular. And I want people to know that I find that unacceptable, that we are not going to create a segregated society on the basis of a medical choice.
Let me quote, I am deeply sorry for anyone who was inappropriately subjected to discrimination as a result of their vaccine status. Who else is going to say that? No one! Here comes Justin waving to his fans. Play the clip.
Run! All of you! You're a disgrace to our country, all of you! We'll protect your children! Stop the war machine! Stop the war machine! Stop your lies! Stop the corruption! There's no honor in that man there! No honor! So here we go! Yeah! Move on! Yep. Stop the war machine! They got all these. There we go. There we go. All right. A warm welcome for Trudeau. You have to have Oh, yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Can you feel the love?
Securing your data privacy is more important than ever. Start your free privacy scan and see how much of your data is being sold on the internet. Offering data breach monitoring, bulk data removal, and agency protection, DataSeal.io is the best and most affordable way to secure your data from ending up in the wrong hands. Remove your data today from the internet with DataSeal.io. That's DataSeal.io.